Good, finally. Let's get this bitch over with.
Hooray.
I gotta go back and watch so I know what the intro is, because I thought it was music, but then apparently it's talking.
It's us talking over the music.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's just the bullshit that happens before we have to put on our serious face.
But apparently it's super long, and I was told to cut it down, so that's what's going to happen.
I think it's fine.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah. Whenever we get to that logical conclusion point, we can just, phase out.
Yeah, I'm just
music
waiting for a
and-
thumbs up, is what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. How can you see it? You got fucking 5 lights shining in
Did
your
you get the
goddamn
thumbs up?
eyes.
Well, we're supposed to.
No, I understand
we
that,
need
but,
lighting.
I mean, like, overhead lighting.
Okay, so welcome to our little podcast. This is our second episode. Hopefully we do better than our first one. On the end, we have the very great hair of Austin.
Yeah.
We got the ginge is Taylor.
The ginge.
The ginger.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with the ginge.
The
Yeah,
ginge.
it sounds
Alright.
too close to something else, so...
Well, we'll change that. We'll think of something else.
Alright, yeah, thank
What's
you.
the time close to?
Minge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair.
Alright. And then we have Beth Ann sitting next to me. So, what's been going on, everybody?
We voted last week, and Donnie and I did vote for Trump. And actually, I just got back from my mom's house, and she's usually very Democrat, so she voted, which I'm surprised, but her and her boyfriend voted Trump too, which I'm surprised at. And I actually talked to my brother Adam, who is usually very he's not very conservative. He's more on the left side as well, and he said that if he could vote, he would vote for Trump, but he
Why
can't
can't he vote?
because he's a felon.
I think
So-
everybody should be allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Everybody should.
Yeah, I mean, letting your past... I mean, I understand you can't escape your past, but at some point you have to be allowed to move past it. And I think
Right,
voting
yeah.
is one of those things that you should be allowed to move past in cases like that.
So we on our first podcast we got to a point where we started talking about politics, and Austin just said fuck it and just sat there because he's
Don't give a fuck.
he's done with politics. Really, only local really affects you. So
Well, we got something to talk about then.
local.
Yeah.
I voted for decreasing taxes on every single thing. All the things that were passed, like on the ballot, were like, oh, well, this law was passed without having a vote, but to increase taxes for this, and they already got so much money. I was like, fuck that. Denied on every single thing.
I approved every single...
To raise taxes for everything?
Yeah.
Man, you really don't like money, do you?
Like I said in the last podcast, you can't run a local government, a state government, or a federal government without money. So if you're not willing to pay the
What?
taxes for, the fire stations, the police departments, and the schools, you're just,
They already
everything's
got
just,
plenty of money right now. I don't think they need
It's
any
just
money
gonna-
this year.
well, I mean, you need money every year because
Eh.
that's just how it works.
So I repealed every single one of them.
Yeah.
Good.
And
me
the
too.
well, I didn't do it because they have too much money, because I don't think they have enough money. But the reason I repealed every single one of them is because this is not dictatorial. This is not something where you say you can just pass whatever you want.
Yeah.
At some point, it has to come back to the people, and they have to be able to make a decision on stuff. That's why
Yeah,
I
and
repealed
they
everything.
just went and headed and like passed all these things without us even knowing, and every single one of them was like, "Oh, the people didn't vote. The people didn't vote." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "Denied, no."
The only one that I was wavering on was the Boeing tax. And the reason I was wavering on that is because they were trying to get in line with the world tax stream. So what everybody gets charged and taxed for aviation in the world is what they were trying to bring Boeing up to. That's the only one I was wavering on. But it was still like, why do we have no say in our government? Why do you tax us? Why do you pass taxes without us having a say?
Right? I know.
So that's
it's
what pissed me
ridiculous. Yeah.
But no, I'm different from you. I think schools need money. I think firefighters need money. I think police need money.
I think they do too, but like, I don't know. I don't think they do right now.
So
I think they're doing fine right now.
But
they don't need to increase anything. Like they got enough money where they're at right now.
So,
I mean, we're
but-
tackling a pandemic that is literally draining funds in every state that's actually trying to fight it. So I mean,
Yeah, everybody's staying home. Like nothing's happening.
nobody's staying home.
Nothing's even
That-
happening.
that-
Most people are staying home.
That is the biggest line of shit
Why does
I've
the school
ever
need more
heard.
money? Okay, if no one's even going to fucking school,
That's
you can do school
just
online.
simply not true.
So
Nobody's going to school.
They have in Central Valley they have options. They've got 4 options.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, what, go to school
and
halftime?
two-
Okay,
two of
well, you
them
go to school
include
halftime,
going
then you're
to
saving
school.
money.
So since they've just a fact that I'll throw out there, since they've gone back to school, since they've reopened, 800,000 kids have gotten the coronavirus. 800,000 kids in the United States. So like those kids come home to family members. Those family members go to grandma and grandpa. They're passing it and spreading it everywhere.
Exactly.
So there is an option. We chose to keep our kids at home. I didn't want to because I want to support the system. I want to give teachers, but with my wife being a diabetic, I kept my kids home.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's an option. You can send your kids, if you don't believe that the coronavirus is real, then you send your kids to school. But I certainly believe the coronavirus is real. So does the rest of the world.
well, I mean, we've hit record number of cases
Yeah,
in
last
the
time-
last week. What was it, like 90-something thousand new cases in a 24-hour
I don't
period?
remember, but the last time we had a podcast, it was a record number then. And
Well, it was like
80
70.
It was 81,000 the day we did the podcast
And
in the
I
United
think
States.
I think it hit 94,000 by the end of the week.
Right.
I think that, if I remember correctly, that's what it was. But we're not seeing a lower number of cases. It's just increasing. So I mean, I don't know. But to say that nobody's going out just isn't true, because if nobody was going out, we would not be seeing the explosive number of cases and deaths across the country.
So
A
let me,
lot of people, more people are staying home. A lot more people are staying home, working from home. Kids are staying home,
this is true.
going to school.
And
So,
I agree.
Yeah, so, like, to say that that's not true, that most people are staying home, actually,
But
it is true.
staying home for school and staying home for work is one thing, but people are still going to restaurants that are open.
but-
People are still going to bars. People are, like, I went to pick up my kids from a park the other day where kids from a lot of different families are congregating, playing, touching. Not a single parent or child there was wearing a mask. I mean,
Well, that's
people are still
I
going
wouldn't let my
out.
kid go play at the park then. You know,
Yeah,
but a lot of people are doing that. Like, you know,
But that's my point.
No.
I mean, people may not be going to work and school because of the restrictions put in place, but it's not like they're staying home. They're still getting out into the world. They're still doing things that cause them to leave the house. So that's more or less what I mean when
So
I say people are going out.
Okay, but we got sidetracked. We were talking about the strain that is put on the system, right?
Yeah.
The coronavirus has put a strain on the system. It is almost bankrupted. New York is almost bankrupt. The federal government has not kicked funds to the states or townships or cities like they should have, in my opinion.
Well, and making them bid on
Right.
safety items that the government basically already had
The shitty
is
thing,
kind of a shitty thing to do.
right? But I
The
wish.
federal government's supposed to supplement state governments. So if the federal government bought something, why wouldn't they just... I mean, we've got funds for disasters like this. Why wouldn't they just give it to the states and say, listen, we know you need this. Money can be pushed off to the side and talked about later. But for now, we need to get you these items.
But what I'll say to you is, there's never been a disaster like this.
Not
So-
in recent history.
Well, no.
Sure.
I know, but there has never been something where they have to pony up $8 trillion to bail out society to prop up businesses.
Yeah, but they
So
really haven't been doing a whole lot of bailing out. They did it once,
Well, you got to think.
and that was it.
I know you got right, but you got to think, when they give money to people like me and you, what do? We go spend it on our rent. We spend it on food. We're not buying cars and shit like that. So we're putting it back into the system to prop up the system. That's why they did that, right?
Yeah, and that's I mean, that's what these kind of funds are for.
Right.
Because while you're still keeping people in their homes, you're also keeping the economy going to a certain
To a
extent.
certain extent.
Like the responsible people spent it on bills, food, and that kind of stuff. But a certain portion of the population is irresponsible.
They go out and buy
They went
bicycles.
out and buy
I
TVs.
did.
They went out and bought a new Switch for their kids.
My brother
You
went out
know,
at the casino.
so I
Went out
mean,
to the casino?
but even that, it's still money that is
Yeah.
being put back into the economy. And if you do it once, and let's face it, I mean, it wasn't exactly a substantial amount when we got it the first time. But the fact that it's been, 6 months since then, and we haven't seen a subsequent bill put forth in the Senate, the House passed one like 6 months ago, but it hasn't been brought to the floor of the Senate.
In
so,
August. It's been blocked. It's been
well,
blocked.
they've had it. I think they passed it in May.
No, well, they did the HEROES Act. We got
Yeah.
that, right? Then they tried to do number 2 in August. They sent that to the Senate, and it's been blocked in
Yeah.
the Senate since August.
I'm pretty sure they sent another one out in May.
Was it?
It was basically only crafted by the House Democrats.
Right. So, but this is my conservative side coming out. I don't want it. I don't.
You don't qualify for it, do you?
It doesn't matter. I don't want you to have it. I don't want him to have it. I don't want her to have it, because what it's doing is it's affecting my children's future. 6 to 8 trillion fucking dollars has to be paid back.
Yeah.
That's not enough. We're going to do it a second time, and it's not helping us out. If they
It
wanted
doesn't
to do,
really help us out that much.
Well,
it's
I
not
mean-
enough to really help that much.
But
you
it
know,
didn't.
so-
It didn't help me particularly. It wouldn't help you particularly. But that's because your wife has a decent job. She was still working. I never got laid off from my job, so it wasn't something that we needed.
I don't think it really.
I'll agree with that.
I think like the lower class, like not the middle class, but like the lower class, those are actually essential workers, or like working at fast food restaurants, or working at grocery stores, or working. You know what I mean? So like they still have their jobs, most of them. And so it's actually who's been affected by a lot of this tends to be like the middle class. So I don't know, like having that money that, the stimulus or whatever, like going out to those people and stuff, sure helps them a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth it, because I don't think it really does that much.
I think
God,
some people definitely needed it, and even if the next one did not include me, I would still support them getting money out there to those who will keep their homes for another month or
So-
even 2 months
but
if they get it.
my point to you is, instead of doing a stimulus that's going to affect my kids, why didn't they just say there's a moratorium? You don't have to pay your rent. They'll just
They did do
Right?
that.
just put it on the back end
They did do that
to a
on,
certain extent.
on the act that just expired and hasn't had a
Are
subsequent
you talking about Washington State, or are you talking federally?
federally.
I-
The Heroes Act included a moratorium on evictions.
Okay.
But it
I know Washington
expired
State
in
did.
July.
Well, they should have, until this pandemic is over,
Yeah,
they
but
should have done stuff like that.
there's a reason why we never have a real budget made in this country. They're always doing a continuing budget. Something that lasts a year or 2 years, which is why you always have this big old fucking fight for it every so often that usually results in the government closing down for some certain period of time. If you actually had the people in Congress and the House doing
brought this up.
doing their jobs
It's your fault.
and actually
I don't-
creating a normal
I'd like to know, like,
2 to
how
4 year
many-
budget, it'd be a different story.
Maybe.
What I'd really
I
like to
think it
know is
would,
how
though.
many friends y'all have lost because of your views. Like my friend, who I thought was my friend, Shelly, like just like went on my page just like last week, and she just like for the one where I said, well, hey, just want to know who everyone's voting for, and then she like she wrote on a comment, she's just like, oh well, maybe you're losing friends because of your racist comments. I'm like, what? I never made any racist comments. I'm not racist. Because I'm voting for Trump, I'm a racist? And then she like unfriended me and didn't want to, I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? That's like ridiculous. I don't know.
I think it kind of goes off of what we were talking about last podcast, where your support for Trump in the eyes of other people is you being okay with
Implicit.
complicit with what he believes.
What
and
does
since
complicit mean?
Well, you got two decisions. You either got a racist or a rapist. Which one you gonna choose?
But why is he a racist though?
Who's a rapist?
Who's the
Biden, did you
racist?
see the little thing?
I mean-
like the video of him like sniffing all these little girls' hair and then like touching their faces. and, like,
I know. But
mean,
so weird.
hold on.
He's like a pedophile.
Trump has had like 22 women come forth and say that he sexually assaulted them. So to say that
He has.
to say that one is a racist and one is a
at least they're
rapist,
women and not little girls.
so it makes
you
it
wanna
okay if it's adult.
But there's hold on. There's,
It's better than fucking molesting little
there's,
girls.
I'm saying
Okay,
whoever you molest,
stop
it's
for a
no,
second.
it's
There's
bad
never
mojo.
been-
Hey, now you
Stop,
got me
hold
scared
on.
thinking you're like weird or
Let me just bring this around.
because you're like all for Biden, who's a pedophile.
No, stop for a second.
And
That's
see-
hold
and
on.
see-
That's the same
I'm
thing.
a racist
That's the
because
same
I'm
thinking of your
because I'm a
friend.
I
Trump
just-
supporter, then you're a pedophile because
I
you're
just-
a Biden supporter.
I just disagree
Oh my
with
God.
your assertion that he's a pedophile.
But
So I
let-
mean,
let me
I don't
bring-
see
let-
anything
let me
wrong
bring
with
this full
supporting
circle.
him.
I don't believe there has been anybody suing, and there hasn't been no charges against Biden, but there has been against Trump. So to say that he's a
Well, yeah.
pedophile, I mean, that's just, it's really.
I don't know.
that-
My brother just said that. It was like really funny. He was like, "Well, you can either vote for a racist or a rapist," and I was like, "That's fucking hilarious."
I know, but there's never been any charges brought against Biden, so you can't assume, but there has been against Trump. There's been people that actually have sued him for what he's done. And he's been caught on, not that I don't think
Well, you
Joe
know,
Biden
I thought
touches
Clinton-
people.
I thought
Bad.
Clinton was a really good president, and then he was like,
Who?
all that Clinton. Actually, he voted for Clinton. I thought he was a really great president, and he actually did a lot of great things. I thought for the country, and people didn't like him because he cheated on Hillary and all this stuff and all this other crap. The whole Monica Lewinsky scandal. So I don't know. Everyone has shit. All right, like no one is perfect.
I don't consider
so I'm
getting.
like Trump in my eyes, it's like, yeah, he's a fucking dick. He's a
He is.
fucking asshole.
I don't
And he
consider
needs to
getting a
shut his mouth.
blowjob
But at
controversy.
the same time,
I mean-
I think that
Maybe
he's
in the Oval
more.
Office.
I think that he's more
Maybe.
qualified
Not even
for
there.
the country than
It
Biden.
really-
What
And
goes
so
on
that's
between
why I
two
vote for
consenting
Trump.
adults is
Has nothing to do
but
with
that's
him.
the same thing as
Touching
you
women
getting a blowjob
or
in
whatever,
the
or
shack
like
at
What
work.
the fuck?
You can get in
So,
trouble
are they
for
talking
Guys
that.
about?
having like some side
yeah, well,
conversation.
I
that's
know.
that's
What is
true.
going
But
on
at
here?
the same time, would you want anybody at work giving
No,
you a
but that's
blowjob?
beside the point. You're at work getting a blowjob. That's no bueno.
Yeah, but the
For a
president,
or
the
for a-
president
Oh,
isn't. He doesn't. He
happens.
doesn't work 9 to 5. He's the president 24/7.
Again-
If he
again-
wants a blowjob, that means he's got to wait 4 years.
Go
And
home.
as we all know, Hillary wasn't going to give it to him.
But
So come on.
here's the point. Why are we digging into the past and not worrying about what's going on in the present right now? I get sick of people bringing up Obama or Clinton or something like that. That's the past. I don't give a fuck about that. That already happened. What's going on right now? What do we have to worry about right now? Are we dealing with somebody who's kind of a psycho, crazy motherfucker? Or are we going to worry about something that happened in the past that we can't change? We can affect what's going on right now.
But
a couple
isn't
days,
everything
right?
everybody's freaking out about Trump shit that happened in the past?
I mean,
It's true. Yeah.
that's all they're going at between both candidates.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. So we
That's how
can't.
it is every
that's just
election.
how the American news cycle is.
But this isn't like
So-
like before. You're losing friends because you guys are polar opposites. It doesn't make any sense. We're so divided now because if
Yeah, but
if
it
you were
wasn't
not on
me
this
losing
side,
that friend.
I
I would
understand that.
never I think that if you want to have your opinion, that's fine. That's great. I don't care.
and I
It
think
doesn't bother me. But I would never unfriend somebody or not be someone's friend because of their political views. I think that's ridiculous.
well, and it's Facebook. Unfriending somebody because of their political views is petty as fuck to begin
know,
with. If you
it's-
don't
it's-
want to hear it,
Yeah.
cancel, erase, get rid of your fucking Facebook and just be
Right?
done
Or
with
put
it.
me on snooze or
I mean,
whatever.
and-
Or just don't,
You could argue that that person really wasn't your friend.
Oh, yeah, no,
Probably more of
never.
an acquaintance if they're willing to nick
Right.
you over something like
Right.
that. I mean,
I just want to say, so Shelly, if you ever watch this, you need to shave your beard and shut your mouth and go join a fucking circus. Thank you.
Jesus. Salty.
oh god,
Woman's got massive beard. Not even kidding. She's like a beard fucking lady. She got 5 o'clock shadow every day. I'm serious. Fuck you, bitch.
What is that face over
So
there?
she's Osama bin Laden. She's okay to. What are you telling me?
She's a beer lady. You need to go join a fucking circus.
Wow. All right, tell us your bike story. Let's hear your bike story that you were starting to tell me.
Oh, it's nothing special.
Well, you gotta go back in time because
We got to get one story from you every time because it worked out really well in the first
The
podcast.
first one all went to shit.
Yeah, but it didn't get recorded and all
I
that
know.
stuff. But the second one was also a
Wrapped
good
on tight.
story, so we got to keep this going.
All right, well,
You've got something there.
Update for my life every week,
Yeah.
whatever. Well, yeah, so we went riding bikes in the Cougar, and I was like, "This is fun as shit. I'm gonna go buy a bike." And I went and looked at a bike on Amazon, and I was like, "Fuck it, we're gonna buy this fat bike," is what they're called, with the big ass tires.
Fat tire bike.
Yeah, and I got the damn thing. It was a little kid bike, and I'm like, "God damn it!" The fuck? And I thought I made the mistake by buying a little kid bike and just. Because I swear to God, in my head, I was like, I know the comments and reviews said that they're 6'2" and they're fit just fine, or blah, blah, blah. So I went and looked at what I saw, and it said adult bike. And I looked at what I got. I'm like, okay, so I didn't fuck up. Somebody else did. So I sent it back, and now I'm really trying not to buy a really expensive bike.
So I heard something that's interesting that I had no idea. Did you know that you can take any returned item to Kohl's for free? And they will return it to Amazon. It's an Amazon Return Center.
And, whoa.
What?
UPS.
Did you know that?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been in a Kohl's.
Yeah, me neither. UPS came to me. I said, pick it up where you dropped it off.
Well, with Amazon, normally if you request one, they'll send you
Yep.
everything you need to
Yep.
return something to them. So
It was super easy. Because I have everything shipped to my mom's house, because every time I go to my apartment, it goes to the fucking post office, and I got to deal with those idiots. So I just said request refund or return or whatever, and then I said UPS pickup, and then the next
They
day,
came to your house and got it.
yeah, UPS showed up, and he's like, "I'm here for your
Why
bike."
is Amazon the best?
Dude, they're killing it.
They really are.
I saw their grocery store thing where you just put the shit in your cart and you just walk out because you've already paid for it.
Oh, well, that's been a
Amazon
thing in
Go.
Japan forever.
Really?
So they have these convenience stores that you just go in, pick whatever off the shelf, and it scans you as you walk out, and it removes it from your debit card or however it does. But
Yeah.
it's been a thing in Japan forever.
We're getting fancy.
No, we're way behind everybody else because in Japan they've been doing this. You knew about this, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing this forever, like probably 20 years.
Well,
just
I mean,
realized-
Japan is very, very
Yeah, I might.
advanced. I mean,
And
come
I don't know
on.
if you
They
can hear
have
me in there.
vending machines where you can buy used schoolgirl panties. So I mean, come on.
Really?
What the?
These
That's
are these are
disgusting.
people who are very far beyond us.
So to alleviate your fears, can you hear Beth again? Say something.
Hello.
Can you hear her? To alleviate your fears, these only go like 80 feet. So when you
Oh,
went,
good. Because
went
I was
into
like,
the house,
well, I was in there. I was like, oh,
she was
I'm
dropping
gonna
it.
pee. And I'm gonna flush a toilet. And like,
It would have been hilarious though if like we got like the flush,
Right?
just the flush at the end. That would have been great. It would have been one of those moments where people just start laughing.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe I might buy an expensive fucking bike.
Like,
Just-
what's expensive to you?
$3,000
Yeah.
What?
Motorcycle or a bicycle?
bicycle.
Oh.
Because the way I am, I like to go to the max when I do something. So I hate being like, oh, I'm just a beginner, so I'll buy this little tiny cheap thing to
So
start
of
with.
all the bikes that I've ridden, I really like Cervelos. So if you're going to go $3,000, Cervelo. But what I did is when I used to ride my
I
road
would do
bike
that
all the
just when it
time,
gets Stolen.
I built mine myself.
Yeah.
And so I had a
was thinking about
15-pound bike that's worth $8,000. Like it would be worth $8,000 because they go off weight.
Yeah.
And I did it for like $750.
Ooh.
Yeah, a lot of eBay.
I was looking at that. I was like, maybe I'll buy my own bike. I can make it a project. But then the fucking frames are $1,900 and the front fork is
Carbon fiber.
$900. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
just
shit.
do aluminum. Aluminum. They're
Yeah.
super light.
Aluminium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if I can bring myself to click that checkout button.
So,
Who knows?
what's been going? I bring up a little something. All you guys know my wife. She's the sweetest person in the world. So, like, just bring this up real quick. about 6 months ago, she went and had a mammogram where she gets her boobies pushed, and they found something.
Oh.
And she was supposed to go in and do another mammogram, and she said, I don't need to go in and do another mammogram. So I finally said, go in and get your fucking titties smashed. So she goes in and gets her titties smashed. They found something. So she had a procedure done where they take this long ass needle and they jam it into your tit and they remove material.
A biopsy.
Yeah.
It's called a biopsy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so they removed the biopsy, but they found nothing in it. There is nothing cancerous.
Benign.
It's it's benign, but she has a lesion. So we had to go in Thursday to talk to a physician, a cancer doctor, about the lesion. So we go in there. She wants me to go with her because she's worried that at some point she's going to have to lop off a tit.
Yeah.
Right? She's going to have to lop off a tit. So I go in with her.
But then she can go get a boob job.
She can because our insurance covers that. Luckily.
Really?
Yeah, our insurance covers.
Nice.
Wait,
Yeah.
breast implants?
Yeah.
If you
because
lose your
it's-
boobs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then they'll put the implants in.
But that could spread, which is really scary.
So we're in there, and the doctor comes in. She's older. Even though I'm old, she's a little bit older than us. She's probably in her mid-50s, skinny, gray hair. And as she's talking to us, every time she says something, she's moving her titties around a lot.
A lot.
A lot. Like, yeah, this is your milk sacks and stuff like that. It was bizarre, right? So she did this for the 20-minute consultation, which
That's really weird.
it's a little weird.
Wait,
And then,
she was rubbing her boobs
Yeah,
for
like-
the entire 20 minutes?
yeah, like she'd go, and
She's trying to seduce you.
here, like right here. And then it came to the point where she had to, my wife had to put on a gown. So she left her room, came back in. My wife had a gown on. So she opens up the shirt of my wife, and the rub down that happened was like a good 10 minutes.
What?
Extra
Where
thorough.
where I thought that she was going to start pinching nipples and stuff.
Oh
Right?
my god.
She did circle the areola,
Oh my no.
and I got to see this.
She
So,
circled it. She was probably
He was
like
like
feeling
it.
around it.
That would be icing on the cake of the whole
Yeah.
thing.
because you gotta feel like everything, you know.
so if you know my wife, you know my wife. She's not prude, but she would never go that direction.
Right.
So I decided while we're in there that I pull out my phone and take a little picture of my wife getting filled up by another woman.
Oh.
You're never going to see it, right? Well, fortunately for the iPhone, they have this little switch on it that turns off all notifications, and so you're not going to hear a camera click.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, the flash was on.
Ah.
God. Oh my god. Oh my
You
god.
fucked it up.
Oh, how did that go
Fucked
over?
it up.
It did not go well.
Oh my
Really?
god.
My wife gave me the death stare, and
Oh my.
I was asked to leave the room for some strange reason.
Oh my god.
That was
good.
Thursday, but
That's good.
at the end of the day, we find out that my wife's titties are fine and
Good.
that she should be okay for the foreseeable future. But it's not every day you get to see your wife filled
Oh
up by
my
another woman, right? I
God.
thought maybe we got something going on here.
Oh, Jesus.
Unfortunately, the flash went off,
Now,
and
how-
everybody knew.
what did you do? What did you do? The flash goes off. You're like, oh, what?
No, it was just like,
Are you just standing there with the camera and you're like, well, this is the
it was the
fucking
deer in
hole I
the
died
headlights.
in.
yeah, it was a
look,
deer in
right?
the headlight, like, oh,
Like, oh.
fuck. And then that old lady turns her head around and just looks at me like I'm an asshole.
Oh my god. Yeah. That is an asshole.
That
fucking-
is the kind of material you would see someone post in the "Today I Fucked Up"
okay.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have a little talk with Christy about when you go get your
The prostate.
Be like, make sure you take a picture because he's gonna get his fingered by a dude
With the flash on.
As a man, you never want anybody talking about your asshole. So we're just not going there. We're never gonna. She's not going in. She doesn't want to see that.
That'd be hilarious, though. Dude. She's gotta do it back to you.
So the
Like, she's like,
yeah.
oh, cool with you, babe.
You know what? At some point, we got to get
Moral
technology
support.
better for testing your prostate, other than fingers in the ass.
Mm.
I mean, we're a
bit barbaric.
technologically advanced society. What the fuck?
Yeah.
The best way to figure this out is to stick your finger in there.
My butt.
You have to
We're
go
not
around in there.
testing the temperature of a bathtub here.
And women have to deal with that, not up the butt, but women have to deal with that crap every year. Your pap
Gynecologist,
smear.
yeah, your pap smear.
And they have this thing and they fucking have to you open it and then they take this little freaking Q-tip and they stick in there and then they take a little off and some scissors and shit. It fucking hurts, man.
The spoons.
Yeah, it's like cold and there's like, and they're like, you can hear it's like,
So when I
and
was,
then it gets like open. Like, it's bad.
when
Bad.
when I was, I think 16. I was going out with a girl that was older. God.
Mm-hmm.
And she had gone and seen her. This is something that you'd see nowadays.
Yeah.
She had gone and seen her gynecologist, and she came back with the spoons. She stole the spoons from the gynecologist.
Really?
Yeah, you don't know what spoons are? So it's what they spread you open with. So
Yeah.
it's two clamps with a
Oh,
handle
yeah.
like this, and it goes boop, and it's got like a
not
little hole.
spoons, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the whatever thing.
They call it spoons.
Oh, well, I never
the spoons.
I never
So-
heard that.
Yeah, I'm 16 years old, and my girlfriend has the spoons and wants me to look inside.
Oh
I'm
boy.
serious.
Why would she want you to do that?
She was like 25. She's
I know, but why would she want you to do
She
that?
said, "Crank me open and take a look." What's in there? Fuck.
It's an honest and true story.
Something coming
I
out?
cannot
Like,
believe that.
Jesus.
Weird. Dang.
Gail, her name was Gail.
Well, tell Gail
We all like
She's
different
weird.
things.
yeah, was it?
Why would no? That is so weird. That's okay. I went to the VA. This is like probably like 5 or 6 years ago now, but I get all my care through the VA. And so I went to the VA, and my doctor at the time, had to do my little visit, my pap smear, and he's like, "Well, is it okay? Do you want another, person in here?" I was like, "Yeah, but he seemed so uncomfortable, like doing it and everything, like just really uncomfortable. Well, it turns out that doctor, and I forget his name now, but that doctor, like, ended up going or getting fired from the VA and sent to jail and everything because I guess he was like molesting like little kids.
Mhm.
Turns out it was like little boys, but it was just like
He was
yeah.
giving you the pap smear?
Yeah, he gave me a pap smear. Yeah,
Ah.
but he was like super uncomfortable about
See,
it. It was
what's
just
funny
like,
about that is you don't remember his name. I remember.
No, I don't remember his
This
name.
one last story for me, and then I'll let you guys talk. I remember when I was 15 years old and I had to have my appendix removed. I still remember the doctor's name.
Huh.
So what they have to do is to confirm it, they press on your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have a lot of pain, but then they have to go inside and see if anything's inflamed. And I swear to
Oh.
God, this guy had a finger
Ah!
as long as a dick, and it was like that thick.
Oh my god!
And he goes, "You might feel a little pressure." I go, "Ow!" And he goes, "I haven't put it in yet." Right? So he puts it in and all of that, and then he felt, "Oh yeah, you're inflamed." But I still remember his name to this day, Dr.
What?
Rose.
Well, it was an intimate
Dr. Rose,
moment.
he had like a dick finger.
Oh my
Well,
god!
come on.
Just one.
Come on. Somebody with a dick finger, you're gonna remember.
Yeah.
I mean, come
God.
on.
Well, it
You
was more
should.
like a porn star finger, you know? Holy shit. That thing was huge. It was thick.
That's horrible.
And going up
Maybe,
your butt.
maybe
you
that's
never...
just your
that's
15-year-old
how you
mind
got it.
imagination.
No, man, my asshole's a one-way street on the highway to life. It only flows one way. And to get something to put up there, oh, it was horrible. It was like on fire. I had never felt like anything like that before. I went out with this girl named Monique when I was like 13. And she was 13 too, right? So we were just messing around together. But she always would start tickling like the top of your butt to make you like,
Ugh.
but then her finger would start slipping down. I was like, whoa,
Oh my god!
stop that shit.
Back it up.
Back it up. Like, who does that?
Man, so the guy I dated before Donnie, anyways, his name was Borland, just so if you're watching
say his last name.
Okay, sorry.
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't want to say his name anymore.
Mr. Borland.
Whatever.
Now that we know who
It's
you
too late
are.
now.
I mean, I think we
Anyways,
should just
I
stick
was
with first
joking
names.
around with him. I was joking around with him, right? I was just like, "Oh yeah, maybe maybe next time we do, I'll stick my finger up your butt." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like,
Oh.
I was just kidding, but then he was like so into it, and so I was just like, thinking I was like, should I? I was like, oh, I don't know. I could never do it. I could never do
Oh,
it.
you went there.
But he wanted it, like, really bad. Like, dude, I think it goes both ways, or he's like, yeah, into dudes. Yeah.
Or he just
Austin's
likes
really
an
silent during this. I wonder
occasional
if he
finger
likes
up his
his
ass. I
sphincter
mean,
played with.
I think that
Don't
any
touch
straight
my-
man
You can't
is
get there.
not
It's
going to
fucking
enjoy
armor,
a
dude.
finger up their ass. Like, I don't know, like,
I mean,
you know,
I've never had it happen.
But you'd
So
be
I
cool with it?
Don't hate it till you try it.
Try everything once. I mean, why
Oh,
not?
no,
I mean,
no.
you can't.
We'll
you
talk
can't
to
sit
Robin
here.
about that.
You can't sit here and hate on something that you know nothing about. I
That's
mean,
true.
But if you, yeah, but you're like open.
So
to
Robin
having
hasn't tried to
finger
fist
up
your asshole
ass,
yet?
no, no.
Fist
There,
fucking elbow
I
deep.
have a
there,
You don't
really-
know if they go one finger, they might go two.
Yeah.
there's
Why
no,
stop
there's
there?
no ass play
Really-
going on.
I have another really interesting story about that. So
Being
there's
elbow
this
deep.
guy, I won't say his last name, but his name was Andy, and he was a Navy SEAL, and I dated him for like 2 years when I was in the Navy. And this was towards the end of our relationship because he was a fucking major dick, and I fucking hated him. He was horrible.
Then why would you go
horrible
out with
person.
him if he's a major dick?
Because at the time I had really low self-esteem, and like, you know, he was really good looking, and he was Navy SEAL, so I thought it was really cool, you know, and yeah, so I dated him, and then anyways, he did a lot of really fucked up shit in a relationship. But finally, you know, ended it after this. But before I ended it, I made sure I did this. So he's like, I always thought that he was kind of like gay, like just like the way he like talked and like acted and stuff. And I don't know, you could just kind of tell you got the like, kind of gay vibe a little bit. And
A little
so
effeminate.
anyways, we were like engaged in our thing one drunk night, and anyways, so I started with my finger, and then I fucking was trying to put all my fucking fingers in, and I
What are we talking about? Are we talking his asshole?
Yes.
I was gonna say, I think
And
you missed a
so
step.
anyways, I traveled there from
Oh my god.
I traveled there from California to Florida, where he was stationed at the time. And so he was in some training and stuff. So I went over to visit him. It was like the last day before I went back and flew back home. So my suitcase and stuff was there on the floor and everything. It had a VO5 shampoo bottle. If you know what a VO5 shampoo bottle
I
is,
like that ramp.
it's like that, but it's tapered and it gets bigger. I fucking shoved that entire fucking thing up his ass, and he's like squealing like a fucking baby. And then the next morning, he's like, "What do we do last night? I don't want to do that anymore. It hurts."
You
I'm like,
see,
yeah.
when people say that I was drunk, I don't know what happened last night, it's all bullshit.
Oh yeah, you remember?
Yeah, because he had a cap stuck up his ass.
Yeah, how can you not remember that shit?
Yeah, he had a VO5
Yeah.
cap stuck up his ass, and every time he like farted,
I
he
mean,
blew bubbles.
I fucking that VO5 shampoo bottle is a full size shampoo bottle, like the whole thing, maybe that much didn't make it in there.
Good for you.
Make it in there.
I'm telling you, but yeah.
Huh.
So what we learned from this is all Navy SEAls like to get shampoo
lot
bottles shoved up their ass.
A lot of guys who go into special forces or something like that, you know, like very machismo, end up being gay.
Or
Because they're trying to
maybe they just
overcompensate.
like the pain. Certain portion of people just like pain. I mean,
Dude, I don't know.
like
I don't know.
that's one of the reasons I liked getting tattoos so much. It's because
Jesus.
it hurt.
He could take a VO5 up the ass.
Well, I'm not saying.
No,
Granted, I don't
no.
know exactly what this bottle looks like. I'm guessing it's a no-go.
Think of your blue moon there.
It's about this, but it's it's a little bit skinnier.
Why
But
would
like
they
it's
even-
tapered, but it's like wide.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. That was
No.
a big a big
No.
bottle. Who's that at?
like that just seems overboard for anybody. Like
Well, he seemed to enjoy it quite a bit.
it doesn't matter how
had
much ass
roommates
play
at
you
the
like.
time,
Something
and they're,
that
like,
thick,
squealing
Don't-
like a
it don't
baby.
belong.
that should not be
Squealing
inside
like
the
a
body.
fucking
Does not
baby.
belong.
No.
And the whole house heard, I'm sure.
Oh, nice.
And they're like, is that her? Is that Andy?
Ugh.
Poor
Fucker.
Andy.
Poor Andy.
What else do we got other than shampoo bottles?
I
How's
don't
the
know.
relationship going with you, Austin?
Oh, pretty good.
That's it?
Yeah.
I mean, are you really expecting something like monumental to be
No.
going on every week?
With,
Like-
with Austin, I expect a tragedy. Besides, something's gonna fucking happen.
Not yet. There's no tragedy.
So she's not, has she quit smoking?
Oh no, but I'm excited for that. She said winter. And I said winter is when the first snowflake falls.
Oh,
and
it
that
already fell.
happened and I was like, it's on. And then she's like, no, the winter solstice, December 21st. I was like, ah, well.
So you guys full on living together now?
Yeah, we went and got all of her shit from her mom's when she dropped it off. So now she is 100% in.
Nice.
Wow.
Where is she working right now?
In Coeur d'Alene, some
okay.
nursing home.
Oh, okay.
So does Mackenzie, the ex, know about this?
I don't know. I don't
You
know.
guys aren't texting.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
haven't
say, what
talked to her. I don't
fucking
know.
business is that of
Yeah,
hers?
exactly. She probably knows because Acacia's mother posted pictures that tagged me in Facebook, so I think it showed up
Oh.
on my thing, and then she probably saw it, but I don't fucking care. It's dead and gone, so
Good.
Well, Chad fucked that up.
fuck Chad. Take care, that ugly, bald motherfucker.
Yeah.
No tragedy yet. It's just been smooth sailing.
That's crazy.
I know.
Hmm.
She
Nothing.
doesn't do like any other drugs or anything, like smoke
No,
weed or.
not anymore. Not around me.
Good.
That's rule number one.
That's the only thing that I would worry about with her is that, like, that she used to do
We,
that
d-
stuff.
Yeah.
we don't
That's
know
the
her,
only-
but we're
yeah.
worried about
Yeah,
her.
I know.
That's the only thing that I would be worried about.
This is moving into like almost intervention
I know.
territory. It's starting
Yeah.
to sound like
I
it.
know. We've talked about that though. Like I said, I mean, she knows if you want me around, then the drugs are not around.
Yeah, but here's
Yeah.
the thing: she lives with you now.
It's just
Like getting her to leave if
Oh,
she
yeah.
doesn't
Oh, yeah.
want to
Easy.
now is much more complicated from the
Yeah.
legal perspective.
not really
Washington, yeah.
because she's not
in
on,
Washington, it
she's
is.
not on a lease.
Yeah, it
She's
doesn't
not-
matter.
she-
It doesn't matter. All
So,
she has
like,
to bring up is one piece of mail that's ever been
Yeah.
sent to that address under her name,
Yeah.
and you can't do
and then you have
shit.
to actually
One of your
evict her.
used
Yeah,
condoms.
yeah.
I think
There's a DNA test in there.
I think that's if you find a psycho bitch. But I mean, even if she
That's
didn't
if
want to
she didn't
leave, I'd
want.
say okay, I'm moving. See ya.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not hard.
Yeah, but before the end of your lease.
Yeah, I'll buy it out. I don't give a shit. I'm not
Okay.
financially bound to nothing. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if she turns out to be a
So you,
absolute,
you just ghost her, is what you're saying. You would just
I mean,
slowly over time, your stuff would disappear. One day she'd come home,
Yeah.
your shit would be gone. There would be not a trace of you in
That's
that
what
house.
happened
Yeah.
last time, Taylor, with his ex.
What?
She basically got everything. What'd she leave
No,
you
I,
with? A bed?
I understand.
no,
that.
not the bed. Everything.
She left you with a
I had
futon.
a futon.
Left him with a futon.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my plan was to not buy any furniture because I like having nothing, so that I can just get up and fucking
Space
go.
is good.
Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? If I have to get back out in the dating world, it's probably a bad look if they walk in and all they
Right?
see is an empty apartment with a fucking futon in the middle of the room.
Yeah, that does like sound a little rapey to me.
Yeah, so I got furniture and stuff to make it look a little bit homier.
One thing that I really believe this, I believe in names. And so right now we've got Andy and we've got Chad.
Yeah.
We're adding those to the list.
Well,
if you're an
Andy, Chad, Mark.
what was Mark's last name?
Mark Borland.
This is what, if you have the last name Borland, you're fucked too. So,
Yeah.
okay. So
He's a fucking drunk loser alcoholic.
that was,
Who likes fingers up the butt.
Sounds like you pick real winners.
I me too. Like, honestly, like, I really don't. Like, he was a really nice and sweet guy. He really was. And he,
until
can't
what,
say-
he was drunk?
No, he was always, even when he was drunk, he was just a really nice, sweet guy, but he was a drunk, and I couldn't deal with that. Like, I don't want to be with someone who's a fucking alcoholic or has any drug problems or anything. Like, I just don't like it. It's not my
So
thing.
you and Austin are kind of the same. Because
Right.
Austin doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs, he doesn't want to be with somebody who does.
Get away from me.
The only thing I do is smoke cigarettes, and so I want to start quitting to smoke because I got my Chantix and everything, so I want to start taking that, and then that stuff actually really helps. It's just like you don't even think about it.
Yeah, one of my friends, he went crazy on it, felt like he was going to commit suicide. So it affects
Yep,
everybody
that's
differently.
that's about how it affected me when I was on it for 3 weeks. By
So
the end of that
It didn't
third
do that
week,
to me. I've already
I
done
was
it
so
before.
fucking irritable and just absolutely pissed off at the world.
Did it give you suicidal thoughts?
No.
No? It did. It did one of my friends.
No, but my
I
thoughts on
always got
suicide
suicidal
are
thoughts. It's normal to me.
my thoughts on suicide are so rock solid as is.
How so?
It's just, I mean, it's cowardly. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's cowardly because regardless of how you want your life to go, the potential for you to shatter so many other people's lives around you, it's just it's crazy how many lives you could ruin.
So you're saying it's
just by killing yourself.
It's selfish.
It's selfish. I mean, it's saying, I have so much more pain than everybody else. I'm going to end it, and in turn, shift this pain to the people around me, the people who love me, the people who have been trying to help me.
But having depression and things like that and being suicidal is actually like a mental illness. And so, like, you know, if someone is gonna, you know, I think there should really be more programs for that. If they were gonna raise taxes on, you know, creating more programs for people with like mental issues, I'd be like all for it, you know. But like, you know, I don't know. It's just like you can't blame that person for doing that. You know what I mean? Because it was
I got no problem doing
mental
that.
illness. It's something that is like really not good. So I mean, that's one thing I like realized when that car accident happened and stuff is, and I almost died like 5 times, like no, like I'm not even exaggerating. But I realized that my life isn't just about me. It's about every other person that I come in contact with, my friends, my family, like everyone. If I was to die, it would affect them, you know? And so that's why, you know.
So for me,
but even the least popular people in the world have someone, or, I mean, there's always a source that you can go to try and get help. I mean, it may not be covered by insurance and stuff like that, but we all have family, we all have people we've interacted with. There's
some
always
people don't
doctors.
Really have people.
Yeah, but
some
there's always an option. There's so many options you could at least try before making a decision that's so final.
So
like that.
For me, I was unaware. So until my wife, you know, is a social worker, I had no idea how many options are available to people. I had no idea. So if you don't know they're out there, you don't have the ability to go out there because you don't know they're out there. For suicide, for me, you look at it as cowardly, and I don't like the idea that you affect people too. But in my head, I've never thought about it. I could never manage it. And I think when you're in a lot of pain, I don't want to say courageous, but I can't fathom taking my own life. I look at it totally different from you. I know it affects people around you. I know that. But to go and do that act to yourself, knowing this is going to be the end of it, man.
Well, maybe there's some reassurance in thinking that doing that isn't the end of it.
It is the end of it. We know.
Well,
To me, it's the end of it.
That's a final end.
That's open
It's
to
the end.
interpretation based on your religious view. I'm just saying.
And my view is that's the end of it.
Yeah.
So so I don't want to say courageous, but
It
to
takes
me,
guts to have to actually do it.
you
Kill
have
yourself. I was like, that's
to be in that much pain where you go and do something like that.
Yeah,
Well-
but then if you fuck it up,
No, I know.
you could be left as a vegetable. You could be left worse off.
a lot
I
of
mean,
people that's happened
look at how
to.
many people put guns in their mouths, flinch at the last second, and blow out the side of their face, or lodge the bullet in their head, and now, you know, they're in a semi-vegetative kind of state that now, in addition to the people around you who are feeling bad because you tried to kill yourself, now at least a couple of them probably are going to have to take care of you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you're putting a burden on them.
I
I
mean,
get all of
it
that.
doesn't
Sometimes
help
when you're alive,
anybody.
you're putting a burden on people, and I think that some people are just really terrible, evil, shitty people, and they should go and kill themselves.
But-
Like I know a couple people, but
Like,
I won't name names.
I understand the idea of wanting
Andy?
somebody like Hitler
Yes,
to
that
have
would
been
be
a suicidal
great.
prick that killed himself.
And Derek,
but
motherfucker,
I don't know.
hope you're listening. Sorry.
Derek's
I have a lot of people
Yeah,
I
I was gonna
hate.
say you're
I
spiteful.
got a
You're
lot of
really-
hate, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all inside you. You need to get that out, and then you won't
You
feel
really got to
suicidal anymore.
reevaluate
Maybe
the
I need to
people
go
you spend time
Shoot
with.
some people. I'm just kidding.
You want to put a railroad tie in somebody's dick? You want to
No, not their
You wanna
dick. I want it in
fucking-
their legs. Yeah.
torture them?
Yeah.
You're putting shampoo bottles in dudes' assholes.
Don't fuck with me.
Holy
Don't-
shit! I forgot
no
about the first
fucking
podcast.
this bitch.
First podcast was the railroad tie up their cockhole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now she's fantasizing about doing that, but the next one is a reality where she actually
Man, I
takes a
hope I get
shampoo
canceled.
bottle up somebody's asshole
I hope Donnie knows about this stuff.
He
He
will.
does.
He's Louise.
No, he knows.
This is what it does.
he's
Like
not
when you're
safe.
first together, you tell each other stories after sex, and she's going, "Yeah, one time I shoved a fucking shampoo bottle up a guy's ass."
Yeah.
Shit, thanks for the heads up.
In today's
pillow talk
lingo,
is
that would be
romantic talk.
considered a red flag.
Yeah, I'd be like,
He should have said, "Well, fuck this," because at some
Don't
point she
fuck
could
with
get
me.
angry.
Don't fuck with me. You won't have no
Just buy nice skinny shampoo bottles around the house. I mean, that solves at least half the problem,
or
right?
just pour your shampoo in like a bag.
Travel size only.
Yeah.
Or just, be a decent human being and you won't have no problems.
Well, but it sounds like you got a lot of people you hate.
And decency is entirely subjective.
And what's the
I
common
have a lot of
denominator
people
with
that I
all
love,
of those
though, too.
people?
So,
Because after a certain amount of people that you hate, you gotta wonder: is it the people or is it me?
well, I don't know. This last guy who I want to put railroad ties in his arms and legs and torture him, he almost killed me. And then while I was dying in the hospital, he didn't bring me a card, not a balloon, nothing. He broke up with me while I was in the hospital.
Is that from the
And
car
then-
accident?
And then, yeah. And then actually what happened? So I was in the hospital for like 2 months and I finally got out of the hospital. Oh, and then he cheated on me with one of my girlfriends.
But he didn't try to kill you.
Oh,
He's just a bad
no.
driver.
Oh, he didn't try, but he didn't even say I'm sorry.
For
Nothing.
an accident? I mean,
Yeah, he almost fucking killed me.
yeah,
Okay,
he
no,
didn't
you're
try.
not even done. You're not even done with the story. Okay, so
Okay.
then while I'm in the hospital dying, he goes and cheats on me with one of my friends. And then when I get out of the hospital, he said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of you." So my mom went home back to Washington from Texas, and he was supposed to help me because my stomach was split up from here all the way down to here, and like I had to heal from the outside in because it wouldn't stitch together right.
Yeah.
And so he was supposed to clean my wounds for me every single day, And so he wouldn't even do that.
Okay, so stop there for a second. So this is the nasty part of some stuff. So they'll leave it exposed. So
Yeah,
they'll
it's
leave
like a
you
fucking
filleted
filleted
open,
fish.
and you'll slowly heal from
Yeah,
the
I had a
inside out.
hole in my stomach
Yeah.
like this big.
Yeah, those are nasty.
Yeah, I had a what's called a oh god, what's it called? Something like a wound vac that they had to bandage me up every day, and then the wound it would like suck like the pus and blood and everything out of it, and I could not eat for like 2.5 months. Like seriously, couldn't drink water, couldn't eat anything because my intestines were all
It's
fucked
not
up.
our
They
fault.
took out like 2.5 feet of my intestines.
Right.
And then, I seriously, I almost died like 5 times. I bled out and I almost died, had to have, emergency blood transfusions and like all this shit. Had an infection and had complications and all this stuff. Anyway, so the first day I get out of the hospital, I'm back home and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take care of you. Don't worry, don't worry." I was like, "Okay, are you sure?" Because my mom, she's going to go back home. So my mom went and flew back home that same night. He's like, in the kitchen and he's like cooking dinner and I didn't know he was drinking. I had like a fifth of like, alcohol. I don't remember what it was. And then like some beers and stuff I had in my fridge. He got completely wasted and I couldn't eat because I hadn't eaten for 2.5 months. So he got really pissed off and offended that I couldn't even eat the food that he made because I couldn't eat, And then he got all pissed off at me and everything. And then he fucking started screaming and yelling at me all fucking drunk and everything. And here I am on a fucking walker like an old lady and shit trying to walk. And I couldn't even hardly walk or anything. And he's like, "Oh, no one's ever going to want to be with you. You're just a fucking old lady, blah, blah, blah." What the fuck? And would not clean my wounds for me or anything. And so then just left and left me there to fend for myself alone with no one to help me.
Sure.
Like I had a cast on my neck still. My neck was broken. My back was broken. My hip was shattered. I was open like a fucking filleted fish. Fuck that motherfucker. You're going down. Yes.
I mean,
I fucking hate him.
I think
This
my
is-
story about spoons was better.
Yeah.
But this is the third time
Fucking hate
I
him.
guess we've heard this
You never
this
heard this
There's
part.
a
this
lot of pent-up
subject.
anger.
I mean, not to the same sort of detail, but
I'll be back.
But there's one thing I've wanted to ask since the first time that you told us about what happened is we always hear about the end, but how was the relationship with him prior to the
amazing.
car
It
accident?
was great. It was
So
amazing.
it was like a complete 180
Yeah.
after it happened.
It was.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I've always been curious about
No,
that.
it was great. It was amazing. It was awesome. We got along perfectly. It was awesome. And then, boom, You know, and it wasn't my fault. I wasn't driving. I didn't do it. I was a fucking passenger in the car. Like, I didn't do anything to this person.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, to have someone that sick and that evil, if that happened to you, if your wife or if your girlfriend or whatever, and, you know, you got in a car accident and that happened to her, you would fucking be there by her side, wouldn't you?
I would hope so.
Yeah. You would help them out. You know, you wouldn't do that. So that's just a sick person. So, so do I have a lot of anger?
He just
Someone
seems
who-
like an
who
asshole.
took-
Yeah.
Like,
that's
I'm
for
in
sure.
pain every day of my life right now. I can't work anymore. I was making like over 100 grand a year. I can't do anything anymore. You go, yeah, motherfucker. You're not just gonna die. You're gonna be tortured very slowly and painful.
Weeks.
Yes.
Weeks of
I'm
torture.
gonna keep you alive as long as I can.
I'll feed you, and then I'll stab you.
No food, just water.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
You can
sorry.
survive off of water for like
I
30
don't
days.
be so negative and everything, but yeah. I'm sorry. I have a lot of anger about that, and I think I have every right to be.
Oh, I'm not questioning that one bit.
No.
But yeah, it's not really a great topic to talk about, but I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Well, sometimes you just gotta get it out there. I mean,
A lot of people have done really, really bad things to me in my life. So, I mean, for those people, it's actually not, I probably had like 5 people that I really hate. But like, yeah, I don't care who knows.
I
If I
don't,
get cancer,
I don't think I really.
Coming for you fuckers.
I think there's only one person I hate, and we all know who that is.
Oh, let me think.
who? Trump?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was easy.
yeah, that's the only person I truly hate. Like even people at work who
Mhm.
irritate me.
That's
or
why
who
I
I've never-
went to
You
work.
met him.
Yeah, yeah.
You met him, and he's actually a really nice guy, and he's just like, hey, here's $1 million.
I've listened
That's
to
never
that
gonna
guy.
happen.
I've listened to that guy talk enough that the simple act of him attempting to converse with me would probably provoke violence.
Did you hate him before he was
Oh,
president?
I've always thought he's a
Really?
piece of shit.
Okay.
Always. Him becoming president didn't change a
Just
goddamn
icing
thing.
on the cake.
Yeah, I mean, once you start learning about the kind of schemes he pulls with not paying contractors and then suing them in
Yeah.
court, how he stiffs almost everybody he works with, the fact that the motherfucker bankrupted a casino, I mean,
And a lot more than
that kind of shit just doesn't
Yeah, it's pretty hard to
happen under.
bankrupt a casino. They
Yeah,
make you
it's basically just robbing people constantly.
I
I mean,
don't
granted, they're
agree with-
consenting to the
Yeah.
robbery, but that's basically what a casino is, because more often than not, you're going to lose money.
Yeah.
And I guess it's the enjoyment of it, but the fact that he couldn't even get that right it should be a glaring reminder that while he may claim to be a good businessman, he's not.
His track record says.
Exactly. So, I don't know.
I don't agree with everything Trump does and what he says and everything, but I just think that as for what we need as a country, I think he is bringing that right now, post Biden, because I think Biden would just increase more taxes and stuff. It's just like really not what we need right now. And I don't think he'd do much better of a job than what Trump's doing with the pandemic and things. So, I don't know, that's just me.
Okay, so do you need to go outside too? 5-minute break?
Oh, I mean, I guess are we going to stop the video, or has it already been stopped?
I'll edit it.
Yeah, let's pause it. Let's go have a smoke break.
I'll double your salary right now. What? You get paid nothing, I'm gonna double it, motherfucker.
Yep.
Are we on? I don't want no intro.
You go on no intro?
No, kill the intro.
Okay.
We're done. We're just gonna lead back into this fucking
Shit show.
shit show that we have going on here.
How many?
Well, what are we going to talk about now?
Who else has tried to?
Well, it's whatever
kill
you want to
somebody?
talk about. What's on your mind?
Well, I mean,
How many people have you tried to kill? Or have tried to
I
kill
mean,
you?
none.
No.
Both that I know of.
Wow,
So,
damn.
how many friends have you guys? Has anyone else lost friends because of your views?
0.
I don't have Facebook,
Oh, okay.
so that's just
I don't
not
have
a
it.
problem. And I have very, very few friends.
Ding, ding.
Anyways,
Me too.
so I mean, the pool of people I could potentially lose is basically zero.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm not being funny about it. It's just working at the place we work.
The plant.
It's
you
funny
know.
'cause I'm not even like really political, and I don't even post like really political stuff on my Facebook and everything. I just asked that one question, well, who are you voting for? I didn't say who I was voting for. Maybe in the comments, but like I know I'm not like I don't post like really political stuff. I don't like that because it kind of it's kind of annoying. It's just like okay, like whatever.
So for me, I've lost 0 friends. I feel like I don't just like people to like people, and I don't bring people over to bring people over. The people that I have surrounding me are all solid, good people. I just
Well, they're people you actually have a personal connection with.
right, but yeah, exactly. I don't have a billion Facebook friends, but like when we play out, all my friends show up.
Yeah.
You'll see like when other people have a lot of people on their Facebook in the band, they'll have their family there.
Right.
That's it.
Well, see, I know a lot of people because I've lived a lot of different places, and I know a lot of people that I want to keep in contact just, with in the Navy, and then, college, and then like, living in different places, so, I mean, I've lived like everywhere. I lived in Florida, Texas, Washington, California.
But
Michigan.
when I have friends, they're friends.
Yeah.
I pick my friends, and I only choose to surround myself with people that I want to be around me forever.
Yeah.
I don't just pick and allow anybody to be around me and my family. I don't.
Well, and I've always had kind of a fuck you attitude. You know
Yeah.
that. It's one of those things where if someone can't accept me for what I believe, then fuck them.
You don't need 'em around,
I don't. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
that's the whole thing, right? You accept the bad parts of your friends because there's good parts in them. So, right? Not everything about my wife is great. Well, it's been 28 years. She does some shit I don't agree with, but the majority of my wife is fantastic. Everything she does is fantastic. There's only a little sliver of shitty that I don't agree with.
well, but I think that's going to go for everybody.
That's good. Right.
I mean, I don't think there's any exceptions. To that
no,
rule.
that's not true, Taylor. Like,
Except, what do you mean?
99% of you, I like. 99% of Austin, I
100%
like.
of me, he loves.
100%. We can go.
What is there to hate? I mean,
But even-
come on.
but even-
I'm fantastic.
Even 99% is still leaving that little sliver, so you haven't broken the rule. You
No,
haven't
no.
made an exception to it by naming
I'm
me.
not going to be around somebody who isn't solid that I don't think is going to solid. What do I
You have to
mean
know
by that?
there's no perfect people. Everybody has their faults. It's just like, well, what am I willing to deal with? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. It's just like, yeah, no one's gonna be perfect,
But there's some people that are imperfect, and I just don't want them around me. I just won't. They won't be part of my circle of friends.
Right.
You are not in the motherfucking circle. What's the password?
Taylor's seen more of my friends than you guys have, because we've done these podcasts in the past. And while Taylor brings nothing to the show with as far as friends, he's seen my friends cycle in and cycle out as we go.
I mean, I could suggest people; they'd all just say no.
Sure.
So, I mean, when you know the answer,
But-
why even ask?
But when you've seen my friends come in and out, it's always like a solid, good person.
Yeah,
At
no,
the core, they're always
they basically all fit into a little. I mean, I wouldn't even call it a narrow section. It's pretty broad, I would say.
pretty broad, and you accept certain things. Like Austin's a Republican bastard. I'm a liberal bastard.
Not really.
You
I'm
know what
I'm gonna live your fucking life and get your shit together by yourself, kind of.
Yeah, that's what you are. But he's 99% solid to me. He's just a good person. Same thing
So
with
that
Taylor.
is that. Would you say that is the minimum then? 99%.
No. I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying I'm going to pick and choose who I'm going to associate with.
She just doesn't want a million Facebook friends and a million. I just call them acquaintances.
Well, then an easy solution to that is just deleting your fucking Facebook
Yep.
profile.
The problem with that is
Don't even need to worry about it. Then.
I've done that multiple times, but then I'm just like, I get bored and whatever.
it's not a boredom thing. It's a way to connect with my family.
Yeah.
So I would kill it if it wasn't for my 2 daughters that don't live here, and my wife needs her likes. So I make sure I go on and like everything that she's got.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Well, there's nothing wrong with supporting your
I
wife.
have actually.
You know that.
I have been in
Yeah,
relationships where I get in trouble for not liking my girlfriend at the time shit. I'm like, I don't like anybody's shit.
Exactly.
But that's not it for me. My wife doesn't ask or expect anything, but I do it because I want to.
Yeah, I don't want
You know?
to because I live with you. That stupid picture you just posted, you showed me 12 times already.
Well,
I don't need to like it.
what goes into that is like when I come home from work, how'd your day go? You already know how my fucking day went.
I
We
know.
don't need to talk about this. Me and Taylor have talked because when you're so close to somebody, they know everything that's going on in your
Yeah.
life. You don't need to explain anything to them.
No.
If something out of the ordinary, like, yeah, Beth came by and she tried shoving a shampoo bottle up my ass.
Beth Ann.
Beth Ann.
That would be something worth talking about.
Then that's
wouldn't
something
it?
we're talking about. But
Yeah.
on the
Break
general,
headlines.
there's nothing that happens out of the ordinary. I'll come home and ask her how her day goes.